This week's video covers a story that begins with near silence in the savannas of northeastern Central African Republic and ends with the roar of hope echoing across a recovering landscape. For decades, the lion population in this remote region, like lion populations across their historic ranges, has faced a relentless decline. Caught in the crosshairs of poaching, habitat loss, and political instability, these majestic predators were pushed to the brink of local extinction. Since 2019, conservation teams from the Wildlife Conservation Society had only managed to record the presence of male lions. The absence of females, the very heart of reproduction, cast a long, dark shadow over any possibility of recovery. But according to WCS staff on the ground, that shadow has begun to lift. In a groundbreaking development, WCS has captured the first photographic and video evidence of a lioness and her 3 cubs in Bamingui-Bangoran National Park. This discovery marks the first sighting of a female lion in the region since 2019, and with her, the unmistakable sign of new life. This is the payoff of years of relentless protection and patience, said Armand Lou Mufone, Wildlife Conservation Society's Director of Programs for the Central African Republic. We've worked hard, alongside local partners and the Central African Republic government, to secure this area from poaching and human conflict. To now see not only a lioness but a mother with cubs shows us that the ecosystem is beginning to heal. The first image came on August 7, 2025, a lactating lioness captured on camera, quietly signaling that somewhere nearby, cubs might exist. It set off a chain reaction. Field teams swung into action, deploying a vast network of infrared cameras, combining satellite data with boots-on-the-ground expertise to track high-value locations that a lioness might favor. Places like rocky shelters, tree-lined corridors, and watering holes near savanna clearings. Not wanting to disturb her den, researchers set cameras near the trails leading in and out. Then came the waiting game, with lots of hope and crossed fingers. Weeks passed. Then, the moment they'd been hoping for, video footage showing the lioness, calm, alert, and healthy, walking past with not 1, but 3 young cubs. Experts estimate they are about 4 months old, meaning she has successfully protected and nurtured them through the most vulnerable part of their early lives. To understand the gravity of this, we have to look at the bigger picture. Since 2019, all monitoring in this region showed an imbalanced lion population. Without females, breeding simply wasn't possible. But this lioness has changed the narrative. Her presence, and that of her cubs, is living proof that this fragile population is not only surviving, but starting to reproduce. Of course, challenges remain. Experts estimate that the entire lion population in this area still numbers only in the dozens. The cubs face threats from disease, predators, and the risk of being separated from their mother, who, unlike lions in larger prides, must raise them entirely on her own. Their first year is critical. In response, the Wildlife Conservation Society has ramped up patrols inside the park's intensive protection zone. Rangers are now conducting regular snare sweeps and monitoring activity closely, especially with the upcoming season of moving livestock through protected areas, increasing the risk of human-wildlife conflict. This success was not spontaneous. It is the direct result of long-term conservation efforts, of investment, strategy, and collaboration. The Wildlife Conservation Society acknowledges the vital support of Arcadia, the Ayers Wildcat Conservation Trust, the European Union, Fondation Segre, the Rob Walton Foundation, and the Wildlife Conservation Network's Lion Recovery Fund. The return of a mother lion and her cubs may seem like a small story, but in truth, it is a powerful signal that with persistence, partnership, and protection, even the most at-risk species can reclaim their rightful place in the wild. Don't stop here. Find out more. Visit the links in the description below for more in-depth information on the stories presented in this video. Or if you are a part of a wildlife organization doing something interesting right now, let us know in the comments.